all doing it again.
To episode 35 of the Kitchen Hook podcast. Special guest Nic Zeil on the pod. So, I'm glad you introduced him during it because I would have butchered that name.
I thought it was Zeil.
Me
Zeil
too.
at first.
Me too.
Yeah, man, it was a good episode with him. These guests keep just like, it's funny because I said this about a lot of kids I played against in high school and college, and then you meet them off the floor or off the court.
How does this happen?
What's going on?
I didn't hear a word you just said. And that's the first time it happened. All right, you're good. Go ahead. Talk. Kids from high school.
Okay. Yeah, so like I would play against kids from high school. We talked about this with Riley.
Mm-hmm.
How you have this idea of them in your head, and then you meet the person off the floor, and they're just completely different. But with Nic, it was
Completely
that,
different.
but it was in like a.
That's how.
He's a well-rounded cat.
Yeah.
Like you could tell, he's very well versed in a lot of areas.
That's how I felt too. I was like, sometimes like with the ones we don't know, I just, like you said, I don't know what to expect half the time. It's like, okay, I just hope that they open up really, and he did. I like when guys don't come in and they're all nervous and stuff like that. So that was good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was good to hear confidence with the whole outlook on the season, because like I said, like it's just nice to hear that from guys that are on teams that normally kind of struggle in a sense, I guess. Not trying to be like a dick, but I'm just keeping it real.
No, I mean, I think it's obviously accurate. Like CCU has in the very recent years has been at the bottom of the RMAC, and they've kind of had a couple years where they were flirting with working their way up a little bit more and getting into those playoffs. But yeah, you're right. But I think the big thing and he kind of said it himself, was there's some continuity and some young guys that are talented that they're excited about that they brought in, but also that healthy dose of those older guys that have been there a little bit too.
I'm just glad they're giving coach I'm having Simmons like this long of a run. I like that. I like that it's not like, oh my God, panic win now. We got to do this now. Like a lot of people do and don't give good coaches a chance because they don't understand in this day and age it's hard to build, especially smaller schools. It's hard to build when you're underfunded and stuff like that. You have to really make the most of what you got. And so I'm glad that they're still trusting him because I think that he can do it. I mean, you don't coach professionally for no reason, right? So
well, like we said, they've showed those moments in recent years of being a team that can really compete, and I think it's a healthy dose of roster switch ups and some discontinuity, in the recent years, but now they're kind of getting to that point where they have the continuity that I think, like he said, it feels like 15, 16 guys are all bought into the same goal. So that's step one.
Agreed.
Bushel, I want to talk to you. I want to recap real quick this first weekend of RMAC. Kind of get some thoughts real quick on that.
I just pulled up the screen with all these teams because I went to the so let's just run down this real quick. Fort Lewis, Los Angeles State. I'm not shocked that Fort Lewis lost because it's a new team. It's you know what I mean? That's kind of stuff's bound to happen. Colorado Christian obviously lost to St. Edwards. Highlands lost to Eastern New Mexico 102-75. Adams State beat Permian Basin 70-67. Congrats to that's cool for Kenny. Good for him. Western opened up the year too with a good win, 59-57. I was following that game, so good for them. Pueblo lost in double overtime, 80-74 to Midwestern State. Mines took care of business against the Lubbock Christian, won by 2, 61-59. West Min beat Western New Mexico 75-69. Dallas Baptist beat Colorado Mesa 89-84. That one actually surprised me. I'll be honest. I'll talk about that one
Mm-hmm.
real quick when we're done. Regis lost to St. Mary's University out of Texas 81-78. Metro beat Fort Smith 101-84. Metro looks really good. People better watch out for
Mm-hmm.
them.
Shout out Coach
Kingsville,
Glove.
absolutely, they got them going. Kingsville beat Mines 54-49. UCCS beat Cameron 67-65. BH lost their home opener 72-53, and then Shadron lost their home opener to Texas A&M International 80-78.
Yep.
So Friday's games, what kind of stood out to you?
Well, I only got to watch the Black Hills State game. I didn't watch any other games,
Mm-hmm.
partially because, and side note, directed at you, Lone Star Conference, take that
Yeah,
take that paywall off your stream.
do
Get
it
that
for the
out of here,
tournament.
man.
Do
Come
it for the
on. Yeah,
tournament.
like do it for postseason. You don't need to do it for every single regular season game. But that's
We'll try to
beside the
walk.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
like I,
rant,
I
say it,
was
because
I
I want to
was
see my
I
boys
was
play.
I was really trying to watch like 2 or 3 RMAC games at a time, and a lot of these RMAC schools were playing Lone Star at
Yeah,
Lone Star teams, and
I'm not
it's
paying.
being streamed by them. I ain't paying for that. You kidding me?
No, stupid.
Um,
Makes no sense.
but regardless, watching Black Hills, I think, and we were texting about this a little bit. Um, I think the big area on the defensive end that they're gonna see, or they're gonna hopefully get figured out, and I saw that caused them some issues was rebounding. And they obviously they lost the best rebounder in the country
Mm-hmm.
this year to CSU, but um, that's one area on the defensive end where I can see where they're going to have to do something, I think, to limit those second chances, and I think they're more than capable of it. But also just they still have that resilience and that putting their heel in the ground and fighting back. And I love to see that in both of the games, win and loss.
Yep, yep, absolutely. I agree with you. I felt like I texted you right before it started. I just got that weird sense. I was like, you know what? Actually, if they lose this game, I would not be shocked, just because brand new team, um,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of hype. I mean, you saw it too, the videos and stuff of them saying natty and all this stuff. Like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I understand. Like, what are you supposed to say there? Like, oh, we're focused on getting better every game and playing our best basketball in March and hopefully making a run. Stuff like that. Not natty this, like, dude, you guys got to
You're
pump the
hating
brakes
on
a little
their
bit. It's a
you're
brand
hating
new
on their
team.
dreams, man.
It's a brand new team. Like, focus on the next day. The stuff, like, I understand setting that as
Hope
your
you kind
goal,
of cut out.
but like, teams see that as bulletin board material when that gets played in the gym. You know what I mean? They're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, like, okay, like, let's prove these guys wrong. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
the wrong people hear that and they go crazy. But other than that, offensively, I felt like they just struggled to find their roles and find just their identity. And I thought, like, the second game, they did a lot better, because I thought Matt disappeared down the stretch of that first game, where it was like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
I need you to take those shots. You miss them, who cares? But I need you to take those shots. Type game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mesa shocked me, honestly, because I didn't think they were going to drop that first one. But Dallas Baptist is a good squad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and obviously they beat CCU as well.
Mm-hmm. And then
So.
Saturday night, just running through the scores real quick. Fort Lewis beat Eastern New Mexico by 20. Highland, they had a 49-point second half, so that's impressive. Highlands
Mm.
beat Highlands is looking nice, dude. Because Angelo State's
Mm-hmm.
19th in the nation. Highlands won 68-65. Adams State won 78-73. West Min lost to Permian Basin 66-54. West Texas beat Western Colorado 71-48. Dallas Baptist beat Colorado Christian 114-75. Mesa beat St. Edwards 89-73. Lubbock Christian beat Regis 73-52. St. Mary's out of Texas beat Mines by 10, 87-77. Metro beat Oklahoma Christian 74-64. Mines beat Texas A&M International 84-66. Black Hills State in their OT game against Arkansas Fort Smith came back and won 77-72. Cameron beat Pueblo 70-63. Shadron beat Texas University Kingsville 109-70, and then Midwestern State beat USC. Yeah, Midwestern State beat UCCS 93-35. Dude, they got 40 balled.
That's tough. That's tough, man.
I've been there. It sucks.
I'll say this, just overall, I think between both of the conferences in this region, it was fairly evenly matched. I don't know what the actual split was, like win-loss record between the two conferences, but it seemed to be fairly evenly matched. So that's cool to see that the two conferences in this region are going head to head and having some good games.
Mm-hmm. I think we might have won that. You never know. Who knows? It was probably close,
Yeah,
but it was
I'm not
good.
sure what
It's
the
good to
spread was.
see it like that. I'll post the spread in the graphics. You'll see it right now.
Mhm.
Which I don't have it for you. I can't just say it with it because bad research by me and Hilks.
Yeah,
Other than
we
that,
don't know the details.
I don't have a guy sending me stats every day. I wish I did,
Yeah,
but that'd be nice.
that'd be
To open my
awesome.
phone up like, oh hey, did you know this?
Hmm.
Um, Episode 35 with Nic Zeil. Hope y'all enjoy.
Peace. What was beating Northern Colorado like? I'm sure it was an exhibition for you guys, but still, that's or for them, or was it for both of you guys?
It was like it was an exhibition, but we put it kind of on our website. We keep Division One games off our website just in case we get
Yeah.
killed. But we put it back on the website when we beat them, and it kind of turned into just like a morale thing. It was really cool though.
Yeah. What was
Yeah.
the game like? What's kind of some
Sick.
big
I
things you
know
remember from it?
Ben, Nick or Tate. You know Ben. He he was saying when they beat they what happened? They beat Air Force one year, and
Hmm.
after that, no one wanted to. No D1s really wanted to schedule them anymore because they're like, yeah, I don't want to take that L,
Yeah.
especially to a D2 team.
Hmm. And yeah, we had a couple guys that went crazy that game. I think Jason had about 25, 27 that game. He just wasn't missing.
Mm-hmm.
And you could just tell in their eyes, like once this game started getting tighter and tighter, close like towards the end, like you could just tell like oh no, we're about to lose to these guys.
Because their team's not bad.
No, they were
Did
good. They had a
did you lead the whole game or did you was it kind of back and forth? What kind of
it was
game
pretty
was it?
it was pretty back and forth. I think at one point we were down by I want to say 8, and then we kind of just kept chipping away because like they had this dude that transferred, I think Virginia, I think, or no, Tennessee, and he's playing
Mm.
really well over at Tennessee now, and he was giving us problems. But
Oh, Dalton Connect,
we
yeah,
just
Dalton.
yeah we just kept chipping away at the lead and kind of kept kind of feeding Jason and feeding guys that were really hot, and it worked out.
Mm,
It's pretty cool.
yeah. Um, Fun fact about that, you beat my former JUCO coach, Coach Smiley there. You guys took him down, so I
That's
know
funny,
he
man.
was sick after that.
That's
Houston
funny.
was there too,
Yeah.
isn't right?
Yes, and yes, indeed. He's the assistant there.
Yeah. And then kind of the way that we won the game, it was like a game-winning alley-oop tomorrow. that was really cool for him since being a freshman and all. He didn't play a whole lot until then.
Yeah.
And just like giving him that opportunity, it was pretty sick to see.
That's
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man.
So you
Bush, what you doing, man? Jeez.
I'm looking at the roster right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm just looking at the whole CCU roster because I was about to ask him, like, so you're from Kansas City?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You played at Creighton. How was
Yeah.
that?
It was cool, man. Man, I could talk all night about it, honestly. It was a crazy experience. Just like
Okay.
from the moment I stepped on campus, being with all these guys. I mean, I knew some of the guys being from Kansas City and Omaha and Missouri are so close to each other. Like Christian Bishop, he played at Texas after he transferred to or from Creighton, and then just like being in an atmosphere where I didn't really know what I was walking into, to be honest. And just that summer, we got to go to Australia, which was pretty cool. For like some exhibition games, we were there for about 12, 14 days, and went to a bunch of different cities in Australia, which was got to see a bunch of cool things like saltwater crocodiles, the Great Barrier Reef. Like it was sweet, dude. And then that season, like we started kind of I think we were unranked at the beginning of the season, and then uh the moment that kind of changed like our kind of path was when we beat Villanova at Villanova in the Wells Fargo Center. And like Tyshawn Alexander, all these guys had like crazy games, and I think from that point on we were always ranked. And then COVID hit, which kind of destroyed the season because we were supposed to be like a 2 seed in the tournament, and then yeah, got sent home, and then had to restart next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Man,
kind of
it was such a
what kind
wild
of
time.
coach is Coach McDermott? What's kind of his MO?
Oh man, his I'd say his MO is probably just do your job. I think
Mm,
that's kind of just his thing. Like you just got to do your job, whatever it is, and then like whether you're scout team, whether you're a starter, like you're expected to be in the gym. You're expected to like raise the standard because it's like the program relies on everyone in the locker room.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, he was. I learned a lot being like my time there at Creighton, like being under these guys, and just being like kind of a fly on the wall at sometimes, listening to like some of these guys that are in the NBA now, and
Mm,
just like just learning. If I do like want to go into coaching, like that's something
yeah.
like I'll definitely take into the like my next like experiences, just everything I learned from there.
That's cool. So like
Yeah.
what's the biggest difference to you then from being seeing the D like a high level D1 now and then coming down to like a school like CCU and stuff where it's much smaller, but you're still in the city essentially
Yeah.
and stuff, but
Um, basketball is basketball the way I see it. Um, and
it's a
I mean,
good
even
point.
at like at CCU, it's different. Like it's not like Division One, oh like this big whole party scene kind of thing. Like being at CCU really kind of allows you to kind of lock into like what you need to do, like kind of school,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
basketball, relationships, just like responsibilities, and kind of calms you down a bit.
Mm,
Um, but the biggest difference probably is just the attention. That's really it. Because basketball, at the end of the day, like I just said, is it's just work, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
You
but yeah,
um
Denver's Denver's definitely a bigger city, but it don't matter
yeah.
really.
Did you like living in Omaha?
Yeah, it was cool. It was a lot like Kansas City. It was a
Yeah.
smaller version of Kansas City. Felt like home, Midwestern home. Everyone kind of knew who you were.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then like because Creighton's like right downtown. Like the campus is
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
you can see like from the gym, you can see the buildings. And um, I enjoyed it. I was always on campus. I never got to live off campus, but it was cool. Like Omaha, it's just a lot smaller, and
Yeah.
kind of UNO and Creighton are the only things that are there, and then the College World Series during the summers. So it's pretty
Mm,
low key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was just about to
Hold
say
up, Bush.
something
I'm
too.
gonna
Just
welcome the
left my.
people real
Go
quick. I'm
ahead.
gonna welcome the people.
Okay.
We got Kitchen Hook podcast number. Man, we're bad at this. What number is this, Bush? 35?
35.
35. Got a
Huh?
special guest today from Colorado Christian University, Nic Zeil. Did I pronounce that correctly?
You did, yeah.
You want to know how I just got that correct?
It's got the pronunciation on this website.
Does it?
Bingo,
Yeah.
bingo! I heard you say it on the roster sheet, so that's how I knew it because I thought it was Zeal. But we got Nic Zeil with us today, forward for graduate forward for Colorado Christian. We're excited to have you, man.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you having me.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Bush, go
So
ahead. My bad.
since you got that all taken care of, I was gonna ask you, did you guys have like a certain did you have your own certain dorm that you guys got for like just basketball players, or like was there a certain setup like that, or?
No, it's not. So it's not like these. It's not like KU, because you always hear KU
Yeah.
has like a basketball house, or these
Mm-hmm.
big high majors have these big houses for just the basketball players. But no, we lived in the dorms with everyone else.
Okay.
We shared rooms with like other players, so it's kind of you by yourself with other guys, but it wasn't like you didn't have a basketball hoop inside where you're like living, or you didn't
Okay.
have everyone under one roof,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
What I want to stay on Creighton here for a second, but then I want to kind of use that to transition to CCU. What my first part is,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think has led to the sustained success of Creighton? Creighton University there, especially in the basketball realm. But that's my first part. And then my second part is, what have you brought with you to CCU that you can really translate to building the culture at CCU?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd say for the first part of that question, I think Creighton is probably they're just successful because of the way they handle things, the way they handle their business. Coach
Mm,
Mack, he's a businessman. He knows what he's doing, dude. And he gets the right guys in there that knows what they're doing, especially players, coaches, GAs. He gets people in there that they know have bought in, and it's just a machine. It really is. It's just a machine, and we're all just kind of working it, and it just works, dude. It's cool to watch. They came into town last year and they played. I think it was Baylor and NC State for the tournament. And I got to go to those games, and just seeing guys that I used to play with is pretty cool. Like Sharif Mitchell,
yeah,
seeing him play at the ball arena, it was pretty sweet, dude.
yeah.
I miss my
Did you play with
what
Malo? Is that he on the team?
no, I played with
Am I
like Ryan
thinking of?
Kalkbrenner,
Okay.
um, Sharif. I think he's at Ohio now. And then I don't think anyone else is there that I played with, but like Damian Jefferson, Denzel Mahoney, Mitch Ballack, like all
Okay.
these older guys when I was there.
Okay.
And yeah, that's probably another thing that sustains their success is they keep players. I know they had it like Arthur Kaluma, he transferred this year, but they kept like their core group of guys. And having older guys on any team always helps. So it's just kind of a combination of Coach Mack kind of or working the system the way he knows how to work it, and then having guys bought into what he's trying to build over there.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah. So that was a
Absolutely.
good question, because now that I think about it, like if you sit there every year in the tournament, Creighton is always a team that you have to
Yeah,
worry about. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like Michigan State, how they're always talking about Michigan State, like Coach
right.
McDermott's that same type of, I don't know, I feel like style that he's
Hmm.
got that in him.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah,
last year, you guys they were one questionable call away from making the Final Four.
yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so
It saved me a little bit of money because I was about to fly down to Houston and try to go to those games, but yeah, no, I was sad for the guys that because I remember watching that game actually because it was like they didn't call any fouls the entire game against San Diego
uh-huh.
State, and
Mhm.
then there was that kind of hand touch, kind of like is that really a foul? and
Mm-hmm.
they called it, so you can't really argue with it. You can't challenge it like you can in the NBA. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's just those ones are the tough ones because it always seems like it's always at that time. Okay, why
right,
haven't you called this? You call this now? Like this is
right,
you're gonna call this
Mm-hmm.
now? I hate that.
right. Yeah,
That's
that seems like
exactly
kind
what
of
I
a
remember
theme.
thinking. Go ahead.
Yep. No, I was just saying that seems kind of like a theme. Like people have been like so I'm a Chiefs fan, so I'm from Kansas City, and everyone's like, oh, like I think there was a big call in the Super Bowl last year that everyone was. I think it was a holding call, and
Mm-hmm.
thankfully I benefited from this time. But at the same point, what you guys were talking about, like you can't really make those calls in the biggest situations. You kind of have to let them play out,
No.
like let the game go to overtime or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree for sure. Because then
But
it always
Um,
draws attention to the official.
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, you can't decide a game with the whistle. You gotta let it run its course.
Right. Yeah, and especially like if you don't make the call and it's just gonna go into overtime, you have 5 minutes to play it out. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's no one's gonna be mad at you that you didn't make the call. Like people are just gonna be mad that you did make it. I
Yeah,
feel like unless it's blatant.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bush, I don't know. I will have a follow up question to that, so I'm gonna ask another
Go
one.
ahead.
What are some of those things that you learned at Creighton, or brought with you to where you are now, um, at
Yeah.
CCU?
Yeah, I'd say probably the biggest thing that I brought with me was probably just the work and learning how to work. Um no, I take that back. Coach Simmons has really helped me with that aspect of it. I'd say the biggest thing
Mm,
is leadership, like being a vocal
mm,
leader, um, and just like seeing these guys that were at Creighton before I got there, like those ones I mentioned, like Mitch Ballack and all those
yeah.
guys, and seeing how they led the team through example, through their voice, like just through every aspect of how they did school, how they did relationships, how they did everything, and how it all kind of translates into the game of basketball. And with that point, bringing that over to CCU with a new team, new coach, new everything, I kind of had to find my niche in like this new situation. And the one thing I could always control, and me and Coach Simmons always talk about this now, is your effort, your attitude, and your toughness. And it's just those like doing the things that you can always can control always will get you through hard situations. And that's kind of one thing
Mm.
I kind of brought over and kind of evolved since I got here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, yeah, for
Um,
sure.
I guess just transferring into that, like since you are one of the older dudes on the team where you're at now, kind of what I always ask this question throughout the episode, but like, what are the goals for you yourself going like into this season?
Yeah. Um, Personal goals. I want to try to make like a conference team, whether it's first, second, honorable mention. I want to make one of those teams. Um, and then for team goals, I want to make the tournament. I want to make the RMAC tournament. We haven't done that since I've been here,
Mm,
and
I like
I
that.
think our team is really poised right now and in a good situation mentally and physically, and where we're at as a group to make that jump. Like we've been these past years, we've had great talent. You can't
Mm-hmm.
argue with the talent. Like Ross, DJ, we were just talking about it earlier, and we're at the point now where we have 16 guys that are all bought in to what we're doing, and that's a good recipe to beat anyone. So once we figure out
definitely.
um, our defense, our offense, once we kind of get this thing flowing, it's going to be hard to stop, I believe.
Mm.
So
Is
yeah,
is Ross Williams one of the best scorers you've ever played with?
yeah, I'm gonna have to give him that. He's a bucket, dude. Yeah, I think he's
Man,
over
that
in
kid can go.
Switzerland. I think he's over in Switzerland right now, just hooping, and
Mm,
he's playing so good over there, and I'm happy for him. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I've been around some good players, and Ross, he's up
Hmm.
there, man. He can flat out shoot that thing.
He played at Corpus Christi last year, right?
Yeah, they
I
actually
remember
made the
seeing
tournament
him
last year.
they played Bama,
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure he hit a 3 at the end of the game that screwed up like a whole entire like the bets and stuff like that for
was.
Barstool because there was so many people like just pissed off at him.
Oh
That's
man,
funny.
that's funny.
He just
Knowing Ross,
eh,
that's
go
probably what his
ahead, go
goal
ahead.
was. Knowing Ross, knowing Ross, that's probably just what his goal was. He was probably like, screw these guys, and I guarantee that's what he was thinking.
It
He
was one of
just
them last second threes too.
hmm Right. That's funny. But yeah, I'd say Ross is up there, and then dudes that I never played with but played against, like
mhm,
Marcus Howard, dude on or Marcus Zagorowski. Can't overlook that guy.
mhm.
Um, and then who was the one on Seton Hall? What was his name?
That was
Played
I
on
know
Seton
exactly who you're talking
Hall.
about. I know
uh,
exactly who you're talking about. Damn it, who was
Oh,
that guy? Because would go crazy.
oh, bro, I remember because we played Seton Hall that my first year at Creighton to win the Big East like regular season championship, and that game
Uh
flat out the most fun I've had watching a game. 'Cause I played at the end of the game, but we were killing them. But it was electric, dude. The stadium probably sits 19,000 people, and there were about
mm,
25,000 people packed into that place. So it was ridiculous because they had
mm,
he's on the Spurs now. Mamu Kalasvilki, I think is his name.
mm.
Just a bunch. It was just a cool game to watch, man.
what
Bush, are you looking up
where
that dude from
is
Seton Hall?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Because I
Where
know who you're
is
talking
Seton
about,
Hall
but
in
I
New
can't remember his
Jersey?
name. Mm,
Miles Powell.
Miles
Miles Powell.
Powell,
Yep.
that's right.
That dude was nasty.
Dude, stupid. Bro, no, he was dumb.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
certified scorer. I wanted to
hmm
ask you about your first couple games here. Um, you lost a close one to, hold on, I'm pulling it up, St. Edwards. What
Yep.
was that game like? And then you lost a tough one to Dallas Baptist. I know they're perennially pretty good, but what were those first two games like, and what
Yeah.
can you build on going into it?
Yeah, they were really good, like learning points for us. We went out there to Texas trying just to kind of keep finding our identity, and there were a lot of things we didn't do right that would have helped us win at least one of those games. Um, but it was kind of a good gut check for us. Like so St. Ed's last year, my first year, we got beat by about 40, I think. Last year, I think we lost by about 15, and then now, so we're slowly kind of like building up, building
Mm-hmm.
up, building up. But it's just takes time. Basketball, it's just how it goes. Um, couple missed shots, couple missed free throws, and we would have been in the game. Like I mean, we were already in the game. We lost by what, 5?
Five, yep,
And
5 point loss or 6 point loss.
yeah,
Yep, but yeah.
6 points. Yeah, but they're a really good team, really well coached. They run the snot out of their plays, so that was hard for us. Being the first real game we all played together. I think that was their third real game they played together, so they had a little
Mm,
one up on us. But yeah, we were all pretty sad we lost, like upset that we lost, obviously. But like, I think we got a little fat and happy um, for the game on the next day, which I think we got 40 balled,
mm,
and we just didn't do. We kind of came in thinking we were like, oh, like we can play with these guys, like, and we can play with those guys. It's just we didn't do
mm-hmm,
what we needed to do defensively and even offensively. We just kind of choked and kind of didn't do the things we practiced all since August. So, but
I
it
mean,
definitely needed it.
yeah, it doesn't help that they shot 60%. That's tough to. I mean, when shots like that are falling, like
Bro, it's,
anyone can win. Like
they're
I just
raining,
looked up the
dude.
box score. It's just like, dude, like they're making
Yeah,
60% of their threes. If that's tough.
yeah. No, it was. They pressed us the entire game, and we had I think 25 turnovers that game. So it's just, and we still scored 75 points, I think. And that's if we just played better defense and did what we've been practicing, and we would have weathered the storm. Because I think it was about 10 minutes left in the first half. I think we were up like 37-31, I believe. And then we just kind of, I don't know, we just kind of got away from what we were doing, what got us to that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we're kind of a young team this year. We have like 6 freshmen, 2 are redshirting, and then me and this other grad guy. Or we have 3 grad guys: myself, my roommate, and um, this guy named Brendan. And then that's the only seniors we have, really. So we're pretty young, I'd say.
And it
But yeah,
looks like
It's never a bad
a
thing.
decent amount of
yeah,
turnover too on your roster. Like there's some guys I certainly recognize the names from when I was around the
oh yeah,
RMAC and last year, but I also don't
hmm
recognize a bunch of guys on your team. So kind of to your point, what
yeah,
you were saying of shaking that rust off or kind of
hmm
getting on the same page, I can see how although 2 losses happened this weekend or this past weekend, it's a lot you guys can take from it and build on
yeah,
and take into the rest of non-conference and then into conference.
definitely. And then, to your point, like looking at our roster, it doesn't tell you that we were missing Morrow this weekend. He actually just had knee
Mm,
surgery today, so I'm praying for him.
mm,
Oh
Um,
man.
Nothing crazy, just a little bone fragment in his knee, a couple weeks.
Okay.
mm,
Yeah, nothing crazy. And then I know Shaylin was banged up, so a couple key guys that we were missing. But
mm-hmm.
yeah, next man
Absolutely.
up mentality. That's how it is. Been coach has been preaching is just next man up. So yeah,
Those are good things that have happened, though. Honest, like it's you gotta find the positives out of the negatives
right.
because
Yeah.
now those young guys who maybe wouldn't have gotten that big
hmm
of a look last
Yeah.
weekend got a look
Right.
and got their eyes open. Like, damn, okay, especially that
Right.
Saturday game because when we went to West Texas my first year at Western and got beat 114-55. Like we got smoked and yeah. So it's like those kids like it really opened everyone's eyes up to like, okay,
Yeah.
this is college basketball. This is a
hmm
high level. We
Right.
can't be getting 70 balled or 60 balled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it allows
Oh
you
my
kind of
god.
bring a different intensity to practice the next week and carrying on and just kind of knowing what's to come. Like
Yeah.
we got some good teams in the RMAC, like teams that'll
Oh,
compete with who just beat us by 40.
for
So
sure.
got to keep that all in the back of our heads and keep it into perspective and just
Hmm.
do what we do and play. Really can't really worry about it
Yeah.
too much though.
RMAC this year, I have a feeling is going to be pretty close. Like
I think so too.
throughout, I think it's going to be kind of closer than what a lot of people think,
Yeah,
and
dude.
how like last year was really just dominated by the top four. I think it might be
Yeah.
a little closer this year.
Oh yeah, this year all these guys transferred out. Like Cott, I was
Uh-huh.
just watching him play on Wyoming today.
Yeah.
I was watching Cott. I watched Joel Scott play the other day
Hmm.
on
Mm-hmm.
Colorado State, I think. Yeah, that's what it
Yeah,
was.
Yeah.
Colorado State.
CSU. I haven't gotten to see Blaze play, but he when they beat who did they beat? They beat someone the other night on the road, and it was an
Really?
upset. It was a good win for them, and he played down the stretch, like he was in late
Hey.
game and all that stuff too. So like it's cool to see these guys out there like fitting. Like I was like Hugh, I was watching a cool cop play today, and I was like, you
Mhm.
watched him play and move. Yeah, he wasn't making shots, but it was like, damn, like yo,
Yeah,
this dude belongs on that court right there.
right. Yeah. And I remember we played Mesa at their place last year because we were I think losing by about 15 at this point, and he was just killing us. Like he's a good player. He's a
Hmm.
really Blaze is a really good player. And he comes down, looks at our bench because our coach D always talks smack to the guys on the court.
Uh
And he
huh.
looks at Coach D and he's like, I'm about to hit this. And just does like a double between the legs, step back, just right in someone's, I think DJ's face. And oh God, I was like, oh no, he's good. He's like that dude.
Yeah.
That stuff's so
Um,
demoralizing though.
I was like, God, come
Because
on,
you can't
man.
do anything. You can't do
I
anything. You
can't.
can't say anything.
The funny part is I can't envision Coach D talking that smack on the sidelines. Like
Coach
he's
D,
been such a
he
big
always
like.
does. It's really,
Go ahead.
oh yeah, yeah. He always talks smack. There was he had one dude on Metro that he would always talk smack to. He was there last year. Like their best
Lefty
scorer,
Tyree Randall.
Oh,
lefty.
Tyrese Randall. Tyree.
Tyree Randall. Like he would walk in the gym and just stare at D because how much D talks smack to him. And He's just funny. He's just funny, dude.
Oh
Like no matter who
man.
we're playing, he just finds like a young guy and just like, you're so bad, and just he just it's not good. It's not good trash talk, but it's just he just gets in people's heads. Like, it's it's awesome,
Like
dude.
Oh
it's that time
man,
when you
that's
hear, you're like, what
funny.
did you just say?
Hey, do you let
He's
him
funny
do you
though.
let him
He's
know
funny.
that he's gotta up his game, his trash talk game? You're like, hey man, you gotta come with a deeper bag than what you
Yeah,
got right now, man.
yeah. I try to. I don't trash talk though, so I can't really say anything.
Okay.
Nah, but yeah, I think 2 years ago we were all like we were playing some Bible college, and I think everyone on the bench was just like trying to roast someone, and D tried to get on it, and it was just like the worst like roast you've ever heard. And we all just started going at him because I think we were like
Oh
I think we
man.
were winning by like 30, and like people were just having a good time with it though. D's a good
Yeah.
guy. I love
Oh, he's
D.
a great dude. He's a
You always
great
got
dude.
those players. I
Yeah,
like coaches like that, like kind of like the players coach in a sense. To
yeah,
me, as the assistant, like yeah, it changes from aspect person to person, but you gotta have that assistant that's like the mediator between the players and the coaches, or else
for sure.
you're just never gonna get any.
Yeah,
There's never gonna be any medium set between the
yeah,
players and the coaches, essentially.
yeah. You definitely need that mediator. It's just kind
Yeah.
of, especially if there's tension between the head coach and a player.
Uh huh.
It's really good to go talk to someone. Like if you
Hmm.
aren't
Absolutely.
comfortable talking to the head coach about it, yeah, I agree.
That's what
You
I tried to do
seem
when I was at Western. Like,
Go ahead, Bush, my bad.
go ahead, Tate. No, go ahead. I was just blabbling.
You seem like you mentioned how much you communicate and you have conversations with your coaches, and that's a beautiful thing to hear. Like it,
Yeah,
you mentioned how you talked with Coach Simmons about, certain things on the floor, and how you can have some fun with Coach D, and that's a cool to hear that that's an environment that you guys have there. And it's only going to help you
yeah,
guys be more successful.
yeah. I agree. Yeah, it's really right. Like right now, it's an environment of just like coach trying to give us a space to grow,
Mm,
and his philosophy behind it is just if I allow you guys the freedom to make mistakes and to grow and play freely, you guys will play your best, and then I won't have to really do a thing.
mm,
I'll give you guys scout, I'll give you guys things to do, I'll coach you, but the main goal is just to foster a environment that everyone feels comfortable and can thrive in. And yeah, me and Simmons actually talked about that the other day, and yeah, it's really cool. It's a really good
mm.
situation to be in.
Beautiful.
As a
Yeah,
players coach, but he also understands the game too. He coached professionals, so
yeah, yeah,
he understands it at a different level. Like where,
yeah,
some coaches just they don't basketball. You have to be a different person to coach professionals. Like who said it? Deion Sanders said it the other day. He's like, I can't. He's like, I can't sit there and hold a man accountable that's making millions of dollars and want it more than him. You know what I mean? I can't sit there and like berate a grown man. So you got to
right,
learn how to coach a
yeah,
different way and talk to people.
yeah. No, I agree.
You,
Yeah,
I really
I
picked.
think
Oh,
before
my
he got to
fault. Go ahead.
CCU, he was. I think I was just blabbing on. Like, I think he was over in Australia or New Zealand before he got here, and then the Sixers. So yeah,
Hmm.
you're definitely right with that professional aspect of it.
You could really tell that he had some pro background just by, like, I remember your guys when he first came in, the offense you guys would run and some of the actions that were so pace driven, and it was just like
Mm,
boom boom boom, the ball's being handed off, then a ball screen, then a swing, and it was like you can tell this
yeah,
dude has been around a game where it's probably
yeah,
much more about pace and getting quality shots a little bit quicker because you guys had an efficient offense from the jump.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. We had good players too. Like we had like
Hmm.
Ross and those guys, but so yeah, he gets us in our stuff. We do 5-on-0 like every day. Get us in our offense, figure it out, find out where you need to be. And his whole thing is like one thing I struggle with is like getting into offense and like not thinking about it and just going. And that's like one of his biggest things is just play comfortably and just let the offense flow. And yeah, you can really see that how it's developed over the years with him and how the offense has changed and everything like that.
Because like it was like you were saying, and how I said it before we recorded, before you got on. It was just so hard to scout that because that was my scout, and I couldn't figure out it was like, dang, this guy is a professional coach. What is he run? You know what I mean? Like, it was something new or different every time, but they all were similar, or it just was hard to. There was only one play I really got down. I don't even remember it now, but it had to deal with Stafford with Andy, going and doing something. So it was just like I didn't even know what to do half the time.
That guy, he's funny. Stafford.
I'll say this about Stafford.
This year,
he's a dude that he's about as talented as a kid that I've seen. You know, obviously he had his ups and downs and stuff, but he was a talented player, man.
Yeah, he was. I think the year before I got here was first team all conference, I want to say, or second team or something like that. And he's a hooper, man. I was sad to see him go, but I don't know where I think he ended up at Corbin, and then I don't know where he's at now, but hopefully it worked out for him. Yeah.
My bad. What were you gonna say? If you remember what you were gonna say, I kind of cut you off.
I don't even remember, man.
Yeah,
honestly.
I figured you probably didn't. I got a question on deck anyway, so it's all right. Let's
hear it.
What have you found that is he a kind of a big role guy, especially offensively? Like, is he a big role guy where like guys are taking certain shots and guys are put in certain positions, or is he more of a guy that's like, we want the best shot and coming from really anybody as long as it's a good shot?
Definitely the second of the two. My first few years here, it was more so that first, like we were just talking about, like guys take these shots. But this year it's if you're open, shoot it. You know, except for our 7-foot CJ, he'll mainly be in the paint. But we've got mainly just a bunch of guards right now. So and people that can shoot. So if you're open, he just wants you to shoot it and play freely. Like I was just saying, like just get the shot up. We'll play defense. We'll get a stop. We'll get a steal. And just don't think about it. Just play ball.
I like that. Kind of such a good system.
Yeah, it kind of ties into like his experiences with like professional, I believe. Just like so you watch NBA guys, those guys. I mean, they're all-star athletes. They're all world class. But basketball, if you work at it, if you put the time in the gym, his philosophy is like if you get on the gun, you shoot 500 shots a day, you do what you need to do. Like you're not gonna hear a word from him. It's just make sure you get a stop. That's it.
Yeah.
Play defense. That's that's every coach's like thing. Yep. Dude, just play defense for me, please.
Just play D.
Please.
Yep. Yep. Just sell out.
I don't think kids really truly understand the importance of that. We say this all the time. Like defense is so important. Just guard the basketball. If you can learn how to keep the ball in front of you, and force tough shots and bad passes and stuff, you're inexpensible. Like any coach is going to come after you.
Yeah, if you talk, our biggest thing right now is just if you talk, you communicate on defense, you're loud so other people can actually hear you. It's night and day. Like it does wonders for your defense. Especially like the backline guys.
It's so funny to hear freshmen come in that first couple practices. Ball.
Yeah.
Screen right. Dude, you got to yell that.
Use your voice.
Scream it. I lost my voice the other day. Yeah, we have. I lost. I think I think it was this week. I got out of practice and I was like, my voice was like kind of like scratchy. I think it was on Tuesday, so I'm kind of happy we didn't do this on Tuesday because I would have been kind of whispering to y'all. But you gotta scream, man. You gotta like make sure people hear you because the gyms are loud. Especially our gym is loud. It's just a tin shed, echoes in there. It's loud, dude. But
hey, it's loud as heck in there.
It gets
That's one of the
super
most
loud.
unique gyms ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the
Like,
first.
okay,
You got it.
sorry,
You got it.
I really want to know
Yeah.
okay, so the layout of this thing, because I've always wanted to know what's behind. Because you see the doors on your guys' end where all you guys
Yeah.
go and stuff, and like the upstairs portion, like what is it small back there? Is there not a lot of space or
So the upstairs or downstairs part?
both?
So the downstairs part, it's like the training room, like right when you walk in on the left,
Uh-huh.
and then there's like the women's locker room between the court and the training room,
Yep.
and then our locker room kind of goes around to like,
Okay.
because there's like the doors right on the baseline, like
Yeah.
that goes into our locker room, and then there's a second entry kind of back in that hallway. And then I think
Okay.
the ones you guys use is the volleyball locker room.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And I don't know what those look like. I don't know. I can't speak on those. But
Those are
and then
you guys have got nice locker rooms.
yeah,
Yeah, you
for
do.
sure, definitely. Like we were able to do like study hall in our locker room. It's a good setup, dude. And then upstairs, it's mainly the weight room. My guy T Lang, he really transformed that place since I got here. And this is like a turf area, his desk, like
Okay.
kind of where the windows are at, and then 4 racks with weights, so it's perfect amount
Mm.
for what we need.
That's nice. And it's
And
just
then
straight just basketball, volleyball, and that's it in
ba-
there?
basketball, volleyball, all sports are in there, but we have track
Oh, okay.
field, baseball, softball. We don't have any football, so we don't need any more space really.
Mm-hmm.
So we only need one strength coach. He's great at what he does. And yeah, I think just hour a day for everyone. Every group, every team gets an hour, so it works
Okay.
out pretty well. And then the rest of the
That's nice.
space up there is just offices for the coaches.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, that place, man. That place, that is the loudest, meanest student
Bro.
section in the whole RMAC, in my
they're
opinion.
rowdy. I love it, dude. They just got out of Bible class like 3 hours ago, and they come and just talk smack.
Man.
I love
They
it.
just got done reading the Bible, and now they're gonna go talk some mess to these dudes hooping out here.
I know.
That's
It's awesome.
That's funny, man. But Bush, I was thinking about that when we knew we had this interview today. I was like, someone's got to ask him about that gym because it does get just raucous in there.
It does.
Well,
Like
yeah,
if it's a game, it gets
yeah.
good.
And not only that, but like I've always just wondered, like I've always stood there like watching everyone go into that door where all the training room is. I'm like, how big is it back there? I really want to know because this place is tiny.
It's not that big, but we make do. It's perfect for us, so we don't need any more.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Smaller gyms for small schools are the way you don't need.
It's perfect.
Like Dixie State, they were bound to go D1. That gym was nice, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just
right.
like your guys' gym for the RMAC is like perfect home court advantage.
Yeah, for sure. And like we wouldn't, if it was anything bigger, we wouldn't really feel like it would just be, it'd be kind of void, you know. It's like perfect. It's really nice.
That's a great point.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to ask you.
Sorry,
Sorry, go ahead. My fault.
I was just saying, like, we played at like Pueblo and like places like that. They don't really fill it up, and it's like there's no point to having all this space, I don't think. And
hey, he's talking about Pueblo
just...
right now, man. He's talking about Pueblo.
Love that. Take it.
I don't know, man.
No, I coached there. I coached there for 3 years, so it's just funny you brought that up because it's true. Like we don't fill that arena up; it needs to get filled.
It's a beautiful arena. My God, it's Division I arena. But
for sure,
yeah.
Y'all need some better hoops. Honestly, though,
those have been in there since the '90s. I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, it's time to update those things. Yeah.
Hey, if you guys can afford that nice ass scoreboard and that nice ass sound system you hooked me on to during a practice, like you guys can get new hoops.
Hey, I was saying the same thing. No,
Pueblo. I'm talking about Pueblo.
CCU. We actually had a freshman. Speaking of new hoops, 7 foot or 6'10", 280. He broke a hoop this summer, shattered the backboard, dude. I'm not even kidding. If y'all text D, he'll send you the video. It's crazy.
That's a milestone, man. That's dope.
For real. What was I gonna just ask real quick? Oh yeah, the court before your guys' court now. Oh my lord, Tate, you remember that one? The glass court.
I'm trying to think of it. The
It was
what?
just it was just so old. It was so old. There was
Oh,
like
was
no
it? I
grit.
can't even remember,
Oh
bro,
God.
honestly. I wanted to ask you, Nick, about you mentioned earlier coaching real briefly. Um,
Mhm.
is that something that you truly think about? Because you seem to have a mind that works that way. Is that a legitimate thought for you?
I've thought about it. I think about it in the prospect of having to go from like a GA to like a low level assistant, like the grind and the climb
Mm-hmm.
to get up to like where you ultimately want to be. That's daunting. But I just I don't know. I haven't thought about it that much. I haven't put like because I
Mm-hmm.
my mom, she's a real estate agent, so I've always had a little like a mind like a want to maybe go into real estate. Um, but coaching, I think I would enjoy coaching high school, to be honest. Like being like with like kids are funny, I think. Like high school kids are just funny. Like what y'all were talking about, like making kids throw up, like that's just like that would just be funny to me. I don't know. And they're just clowns, bro. Like from freshmen, you have 14-year-olds to like 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds. And it'd be cool. Like I would enjoy it. I just don't know if I could effectively like coach. If I could like be an effective like film watcher. If I could watch hours and hours of film. I don't know if I could do that.
That's great you
Like
It's
understand
tough.
that, man,
yeah,
because that
yeah,
is seriously you described kind of the like you said the ascending to where you want to be. That is exactly what it is. And
yeah,
you're speaking to two guys that
yeah,
went through a little bit of that. So the fact that you get that at this point in your life is an awesome thing.
yeah.
I mean,
And
yeah.
I coached like some like little kids this last summer, which was fun. Um, but they just don't listen very well, and I get annoyed with that. So I just don't know if I could handle the anxiety and
Yeah.
stress of just telling someone over and over again to do this one thing and it doesn't happen. But
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know.
I have an age cutoff. Like there's a certain age I won't. I like, and it's not their fault. It's my fault. It's just me. Like I can't. I
Right.
don't have. Like you said, I don't have the patience to. And I try so hard. But at some, I just like, oh my lord, I can't do it anymore. You know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe one day that'll change, but who knows?
Right.
I think
No,
when
I
you get
got you.
older, Bush, your patience will, expand a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Become
follow
wise
Bush
with
on
Yeah.
old
Twitter,
age.
Nick. I don't know if you have seen some
Okay.
of
No.
this dude on
No, I
Twitter. He has
don't.
no patience for nothing.
That's funny, man.
Zero.
Zero.
There's this
That's
guy. I gotta
Yeah.
unfollow. I did it again today. I just retweeted some dude's tweet. I was like, you just need to stop posting things about basketball because this is
right.
asinine. He said to fix the Clippers' problems, they needed to start. They needed to start James Harden and Kawhi and bench Russ and PG and have them come off the second unit. I'm like, yo, their problem stems with the guy they just traded for, and you're too stupid to see that.
Did you guys see that video of the dude from Bali Sports talking about what not Westbrook, talking about Harden?
Yeah,
He kind of
that that
he kind of
Mavs
went in on
announcer.
him. Yeah, dude. He was like,
Oh, I did
what
see
did he say?
that.
You're
Yeah.
not the beard, you're not the system, you're the problem. I was like, jeez, dude.
I wish somebody would look at me like they're more interested in me, like they're more interested
Yeah,
in
right.
you. It's
Right,
like,
dude.
damn.
He's
Yeah,
just trying
I
to make
hear you
money
out
and be in
there.
LA. I get it.
Yeah,
So do you follow
I
the
feel
NBA?
it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
He's
I follow it. I have a buddy I grew up with. So my mom and his mom went to high school together. Um, and he played on like a couple years above me, our same AAU program. Landry
Okay.
Shamit. Do you know that? Do you know that
Oh,
name?
Oh,
of
yeah, I know
course,
that name.
of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wichita State legend.
Yeah. Yeah. So know him really well. Work out with him in the summers sometimes when he's in Kansas City, and
Okay.
he's just a really really good dude. So I just follow him a lot, and then I just love watching LeBron. Like LeBron, we only have so much time with him. You got to watch every game you can get. Oh, you're not a LeBron guy?
No.
Yeah,
You're a Jordan guy?
No.
he's a
I'm a
Kobe
Kobe
guy.
Bryant guy.
Oh, all right. That's fair. That's fair.
Kobe Bean till I die, and I
Kobe
stand on that
Bean.
mountain.
You got any?
And
You got any Kobe
he's a
shoes?
LeBron hater.
No, I'm waiting. I'm a big time LeBron hater, by the way. So I want to get the Grinches coming out next month.
Really?
I'm kind
Check
of saving for those.
check these out. I'll be right back. One sec. Check these
Yeah,
out.
bring the heat out
Oh,
one
So,
time.
he's got the shoe collection.
so at Creighton we had these pink out games, and we got these,
Ooh,
Those are sick.
those are wavy.
and then we got these.
Mm,
Yeah, those ones are cool too. Those were my favorite ones actually.
those are
That
tough.
shoe.
Dude, they're so comfortable. I just can't wear them, sadly, because they're priceless, you know?
Mhm.
Absolutely. I'm glad they're starting to re-release them because
Yeah, right.
yeah, I will get some for sure.
Yeah, got to.
Mhm.
It's funny that
Do you have
the first ones I showed y'all, we actually got those the day he died. Like Kobe passed
Oh
away. Like we were
wow.
like
Dang.
warming up for the game, and we all had these Kobe's on. And everyone's like, "Oh, these are so sick." And we look at our phones, and it's like, "Oh,
Wow.
helicopter crash, Kobe Bryant," and like everyone, like, it was a
Oh.
pretty weird moment,
Yeah, that was one of those moments I'll never forget what I was doing.
dude.
Mhm. I remember
I thought
exactly
it
I
where
was
I
I thought it
was.
was a joke. I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was a
I did
joke.
too. To be honest. I thought everyone was pulling my leg. Or they were like, "Oh yeah, like look, Kobe just passed away." I was like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't."
No. Dude's a superhero. He
R.I.P.
can't do that.
Bean, man.
That's
Exactly,
R.I.P.
right?
Bean.
Exactly.
Mm.
R.I.P. man.
Who's your squad though? If you had to pick, who's your
Like
team for the
all-time starting
NBA?
NBA.
five, or just
No, 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 no,
you
no.
just
Like
mean
your
just a
team.
regular team?
Yeah.
I gotta go with the Thunder right now.
Oh,
That's like
wow.
the closest
Okay.
team to where I'm like at in
Mm.
KC. Because like what we have Denver 9 hours, OKC
Uh-huh.
6 hours, Memphis like 8 hours, and then Indianapolis like 8 hours. So like there's
Yeah.
no one. There's a huge void right there. I don't know why
Yeah.
Kansas City
Uh-huh.
doesn't have a team yet, but closest one's probably OKC. So I got to ride with them.
They're playing right now. They're not. That's a good roster. They got a nice
That's a
little
fun
roster. I
God,
like the
team,
dude,
way
man.
they play.
they're so good.
They
And they
are
have all
good.
those draft picks coming up, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Their GM is made one of the
Legit,
best moves in GM
legit.
history.
Yeah.
Who you got winning
They
this year?
Bucks probably. Either the Bucks or
ooh.
who's good? Who's even good? The Celtics. Celtics are really,
See,
really good.
I love this because he understands that the Lakers are bad.
Yeah,
He understands.
yeah, they're not.
Some people are Laker
They're
fans are
not.
like Cowboy fans.
That's funny. Yeah, I was watching them play last night, and they were down by like 26 going into the fourth quarter, and
Yeah.
it's just I don't know. Every like free agent that goes to play with LeBron, I don't understand. Like they just play terribly. I don't get it.
Demands too much.
Bush
I
thinks it's
guess
a
he
LeBron
might.
problem. I think it's they pucker up a little bit because
Obviously.
they're around the king.
What do you think Anthony Davis's problem is? Jeez, had 9 points last night.
That's
Can't
an
even
It's
name.
because
AD.
he's in
AD.
street
I
clothes,
texted
man.
Tate like what I text Tate a couple months ago, not a month, a couple months ago, a couple weeks ago. I was like, "Yo, we watched AD. We're watching the downfall of Anthony Davis. Like he's starting to
Dude,
become washed up.
it's
It's
crazy.
sad to say, but it's like his prime wasn't too very long.
No,
Mm.
it was. I remember watching him play the Warriors in like a 1-8 series or something like that years and years ago, and he was just a bucket. Like he was hitting corner threes. He was cooking. But it was
His
the
been
Warriors.
he should have never, in my opinion, he should have never left New Orleans.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, he got his ring
that
and
was
all and
peak,
stuff,
man.
but like, let's be real. People don't remember that AD. People remember street clothes
That AD.
AD.
That AD was 18 years old playing on Olympics with LeBron and Kobe
For
and all those
real.
guys.
Yeah.
Dude forgot his warm up one game too. They subbed him in, and he went to go take his not his jersey. Went
His
to take his warm
jersey.
up off, and it just went to the locker room.
That's insane.
Nice move, bro.
I'd be nervous too. I can't even drink alcohol yet, and I'm playing with superstars that are
Yeah.
making millions and millions of dollars.
For real.
Seriously. So you said Bucks or you said Celtics. Do you got anybody out of the West that you think are going to challenge them?
Nuggets. Nuggets are good, and then I think the Kings are pretty solid too.
Mm-hmm.
Kings are really
Kings
solid.
are good.
Yeah.
I can't bet against Jokic right now.
No,
can't.
no,
he
had a
yeah.
40-point triple-double the other night almost.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 38 and 12.
I said
7.
Bucks earlier in the year, but like I think that was just straight off of knowing Dame and Giannis are on the same team.
Yeah.
Not seeing it, the hype.
Yeah.
But the
Right.
Nuggets, dude, if you got Nikola Jokic on your team, you got a high chance of winning the game.
Right. And they have so many 3-and-D guys too, like Pope and all those guys. Like that's all you really need.
He against the Clippers the other night. The Clippers worked their way up and they were up like 8 or something like that, and then Jokic checked back into the game and just took over and was like, "We are not losing this thing." Boom, bucket, and they were back within like a minute and a half.
It's just so easy for him.
Yeah.
He does. I mean, he loves the game, but he just wants to go home to his horses and his family and just hang out. Basketball is just like a side job for him, really, and he's just the best in the world at it right now.
Mind. That's what blows my mind is he said he touched the basketball a little bit this summer, but like some of these dudes be in the gym, like Steph Curry in the gym every single day, like multiple times a day, and Jokic in the summertime just gambling on horses and partying his ass off, and he comes out and just kicks everyone's ass.
Something about those European dudes. Same thing with Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Luka, he's a bucket.
They treat the game differently. They treat the game differently than what we are treating the game right now. And if that doesn't get fixed at the youth level, we're going to see a lot more Europeans playing in the NBA and dominating the NBA.
Well, you just said it. They treat the game differently. They treat it as a game, really. Like it's just a game to them. Mm-hmm. And for like even kids are doing travel tournaments at like 8 years old now. I'm like, what are we doing? Just have fun playing the game of basketball.
I mean, travel tournaments are cool and all, but like these travel tournaments where kids are getting ranked in their class already, like the top 5th grader in the world.
Yeah, like
what are we doing?
Yeah, let them just play backyard basketball. Let them play some recess basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like just have some fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where like a lot of people misconstrue the idea of just like sports in general. It's like there's so much pressure to perform, but just have fun and enjoy it. That's really like you only have so much time to play it, so play the game while you can. Don't stress yourself out about it.
That's absolutely marking that.
That's a clip.
That's a clip.
Hey. Yeah. Y'all play video games?
So I used to, not as much anymore. Not as much.
Man, I got an Xbox 360, bro. I'm way
360.
Yeah. Not play video games.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, for me, it's just like I don't know. You just hit this age where it's like, dang, I got this, and this, and by the time I'm done with that, it's like, all right, I'm gonna lay down now. I'm tired.
Yeah, I got you.
What games do you play?
Yeah, I play. So I built my own PC about 3 years ago. So I play on that a bunch with my buddies back home, and we play like a bunch of like battle royale games like Apex, if y'all know what that is, and like Fortnite. Sometime now, Fortnite, because they brought the old map back. We don't really play sports games. We always like 2K is just so boring to me. Like I play enough basketball. Like I'll stick to what I do. Like I don't need to buy the same game every other year. But yeah, I play just anything that we can all really play together. I don't know. It's kind of my way of just keeping in touch with those guys and just getting my mind off of work, school, and basketball. So it's cool.
When I do play, I do it for that reason, to stay in touch with like friends that don't live near me anymore. That's like our way of communicating, actually getting to communicate instead of like texting or stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Real-time communication.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hills, you got anything else?
I don't. This was good, man. This hour flew by.
Yeah, it did, really.
Nick, we're hoping for the best for you, man. We're rooting for you. We are excited to see how this graduate senior year goes for you, and we'll be watching. If you need anything, let us know, man.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank
Good
you.
luck this year. Yeah, I think you guys are gonna turn. Like I said, I think a lot of these teams that are normally, like, no offense, but like we've all been. I coach at Western. We were predominantly a lower ranked team all the time. People overlook
Yeah.
us, and I think a lot of
Yeah.
those lower overlooked teams this year are gonna come out at the beginning of the conference season and really kind of make some noise. Like, oh, okay, we gotta take them
Yeah.
serious. So
Yeah, for
the
sure.
way you're talking and stuff, it sounds like
Yeah.
you guys are trending in the right direction.
Definitely. Yeah, we got a bunch of good dudes on our team, so it's hard to not have fun and be solid when you have a good locker room and good coaches that believe in you. So yeah, I'm excited too, man. I'm hoping we can turn this thing around and just enjoy our season as much as we can. So
Absolutely.
That's dope.
Absolutely. That's beautiful to hear. Well, this is a Kitchen Hook episode 35. Our special guest, Nic Zeil here from CCU. It's blessed in having you, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all.
Yep.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.